So what's up guys, I literally just came back from university and I had this idea in mind. Being lonely is hard. I was just thinking on the way. I did a cold approach today and yesterday. I'm so proud of myself for that. I'm gonna tell you about that later on in the video. But here's the thing, man. Being lonely is hard. In 2024, social interactions are suffering. You can be more isolated socially than ever. You can stay in your room the entire day and nothing would happen. You could not talk to people for 3-4 months and nothing would happen. It's really sad. And for me personally, when I was 15-16, that's when we had the pandemic lockdown. And that was when I was socially most alone. That was the time when I felt so lonely. And even nowadays, sometimes I just feel lonely. I'm also gonna tell you guys about a new concept that I just found out. I was just like brainstorming and researching, and it's just gonna change your life. Socially, not socially, in any aspect of your life. But just go back to 1950s, go back to 1940s. It was so easy to meet women. It was so easy to meet guys and just talk and have a good time. Being in a relationship, meeting new women every single day was nothing back in the day. It was like a common occurrence. It was to the point where you didn't even have to put initiative. You'd just go outside, you'd leave your house, and every single thing involves both men and women, like a lot of people. So it was so easy to be social. You didn't even have to cold approach. There was nothing called cold approaching back in the day. It was just speaking to someone. It was just walking up and speaking to someone. When I was 15, 16, 17, and even beginning of 18, I had the worst acne of my life. I had acne for 4 years, and that stopped me from approaching women, from cold approaching girls that I was attracted to, that I thought were cute. It all started when I moved to Germany when I was 18 years old. That's when I started to cold approach. I started talking to girls, but because I had acne, it would never end up being something. Like, I was not ugly, but there's the huge difference between having clear skin and having so much acne on your face. Even if you can try to be as confident as you possibly can, it's still difficult. So even though I cold approach, which helped my anxiety, my social anxiety, and built my confidence, I still was not in a relationship. I still didn't find the right one. And I'm 19 years old. I'm always thinking, you know, when is the right one gonna come? But I realized that I have so much time. You may be in the same situation. You got so much time, bro. The right one will come in its time, but you also have to understand that you need to create these opportunities for yourself. You can watch my last video. It's about talking to strangers. And the thing about it is, if I don't approach people, if I don't shake hands with the guy at the gym and introduce myself and talk to him and create a new friend, if I don't open up with the random question, if I don't go and cold approach and talk to girls, nobody's gonna cold approach me. That's the thing. We're living in a world today where everyone is on their phones. When I go to the library to study, almost everyone has earpods in. They're almost always on their phone. And it's just hard. People are just so closed off and reserved. That's why opportunities these days are not gonna fall into your lap. This is the concept I was just talking about, creating opportunities for yourself. I had 2 cold approaches today and yesterday, and I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what happened. So the first one was yesterday at the gym. It was 7 p.m. I went to the gym a bit later than usual, and halfway through my workout, all of the treadmills, the cardio machines are up. There's 2 levels to this gym. I go up and I'm going not to the cardio machines, but there's room opposite that, which is the gymnastics room. It's just an open room where you can stretch, you can exercise, whatever. And this girl was here. She was in this room. I didn't plan on talking to her before. I just saw her and a few times here and there. And for some reason, as I start doing handstands in that gymnastics room, I start getting this thought of, what if I talk to her? I realized it's been some time since I actually cold approached a girl, which is why I was nervous about it. When you go a long time without cold approaching, the social anxiety kicks in. And that's why I did it, but not immediately. I waited like 15-20 minutes before I actually stood up and went and talked. That's the hardest part, is just breaking the ice and starting the conversation. Once you're in, I find myself to be very present. Like, the eye contact is very intense and I'm able to speak and talk and ask questions and it's all good. It's just getting to that point where you're actually in the conversation. That's the hardest part. But I did. And I knew I had to do it because something in the back of my mind was just telling me, bro, you have to do it. You gotta do it. I also pushed it off and I postponed it because I saw there was like a few people in that gymnastics room, so it was gonna be weird, right? Then I told myself, bro, just go and ask her a question. I went up to her and I asked her, do I know you? I think I've seen you before. And then the conversation starts. At this point, I'm nervous. I'm not gonna tell you that, oh, I cold approach. I had this cool face and I was mewing and I was all cool and stuff, and I went and I just winked. I did that wink. No, bro, I was nervous because I hadn't done it in a long time, especially in such a situation. I was nervous. My heart was racing. I was also scared that my voice would crack, because when I'm nervous, my voice gets cracky. It's a bit too high or too low. And then we started talking questions here and there, and for 5 minutes we were just conversing. After I said goodbye, I'll see you later, I was just telling myself in my mind, like, bro, you did it. You were scared, you were nervous, you didn't have to do it. The circumstances were not right, they were far from perfect. But you just went and you did it. And that's why I was so damn proud of myself. Fast forward to the next day. I'm in the library, I'm studying. It's a Friday, which is basically today. That's why I'm recording this video. It was like 15 minutes ago, an hour ago. I go where I usually sit. I take the elevator, I go to the 3rd floor, and then I sit right next to this big window. And it's kind of empty, there's not so many people. At this point, I'm pretty productive. I'm studying, I'm getting work done. And then an hour later, a girl just comes and sits, not next to me, but a few seats away from me. And within the next 30 minutes, we exchange looks once or twice. At this point, I don't even know this girl is interested in me, but my brain was about to bully me. The same thing as yesterday, and you'd think it's easier because I already did it yesterday, I already cold approached yesterday, so today it was no biggie, it was gonna be cool and everything. But here's the thing, it's a completely different aspect of cold approaching when you do it in a party where everyone's already talking, in a social gathering where you have mutual friends, versus doing it in a library when the other person has earphones in, they're working, they're pretty busy, and it's supposed to be quiet, right? You're in the library, you're learning. That is the hardest cold approach I think I've ever done, because it got to the point where genuinely I was thinking like, I don't need to do this. This is kind of, you know, when the circumstances are perfect, this is the exact opposite of that. The circumstances were far from perfect. It was not lined up at all. And this is what I mean when I say you have to create opportunities for yourself. You have to make opportunities come to life. You can't just rely on opportunities falling into your lap, especially in 2024. I realize I'm not going to meet a single person. I'm not going to meet a single girl, a single guy. I'm not going to make new friends if I don't talk to people, because people are just not going to approach me. They're not going to talk to me, because nobody is like this. Nobody is pushing themselves to be more socially open and charismatic and confident. So here's where it starts. I have to use the bathroom and my stuff are here. It's a public library. So I go up to her and I ask her, hi, can you please take care of my stuff while I'm gone? And she says, yeah, okay, sure. So I go to the bathroom and I just realized I can't stop there. I was in the bathroom for like 10-15 minutes just washing my face with cold water. I was nervous, bro. I was nervous. Why? Because I hadn't done it before. I hadn't done it that day at least. I'd cold approached before, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like this. It was nothing like this. Here I was in the bathroom washing my face with cold water, just looking at myself in the mirror and thinking to myself, damn, like I gotta do it. I gotta do it. And then I go back to my seat and I sit there for another 20 minutes. Keep in mind, ever since this girl sat next to me, or like a few seats away from me, it's been 50 minutes. It's been like a good hour and an hour and a half with the thought in my mind, something like that. And I started thinking and thinking and thinking, and that's where it goes wrong. When you think, the more you think, the more worse it's gonna be, because you try to imagine the perfect thing in your mind, how everything should go, but it doesn't go like that. It never does. The situation is never perfect. Waiting for the perfect moment is the worst mistake you can make. So I talked to myself in all seriousness and I told myself, bro, you're making videos about talking to strangers, being social, being more confident, and you can't even get the courage to talk to a girl even if the situation is not optimal. And that just held me accountable. It just clicked in my head. And before I knew it, this is such a weird experience. Before I knew it, I started moving my legs and walking, and then I was not even there. I was like I was in a completely different world as I started walking towards her. And as I was almost there, I woke up and I realized that I was actually walking towards her. I didn't think I did. I thought I was dreaming it. I thought I was imagining it, visualizing it. But I did. And I talked to her, and guess what? She was nice. She was friendly. She asked questions back. She helped engage the conversation. She was also asking questions. It was a back and forth. And I want you to keep in mind, I'm talking to these girls in German. German isn't my first language. My first language is English. I've been speaking German for only 2 years, and I started from zero. I didn't know a single word. And then I asked for her Instagram, and I went back to my seat. It was nice. There was no awkwardness. It was relaxed. It was calm. It was good. The only anxiety I felt when I was actually walking to her and starting the conversation, the first 5 seconds, and then the anxiety just disappears and you are yourself again. That is the beauty of it. It makes me so proud of myself to just know that I did that today. I can sleep tonight knowing that I was scared of something. I didn't have to do it, but I did it anyways. David Goggins says this very nice thing. Do you want to walk around all day knowing that you could, but you didn't? That stuck with me. It stayed in my head, and I had to, man. I had to. Life is so beautiful on the other side. If you're lonely right now, if you're feeling some type of way, realize that I've been there. In the last 3-4 years, I've talked to some girls, sure, but I only been in a relationship that lasted like a month, and it wasn't even a relationship, it was just like talking. The harsh reality of it is, in 2024, the world is anti-social. The world, you're virtually isolated. You have social media, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. You can stay in your room the entire day and it hurts, man, it hurts. Social interactions are the fuel for the human body, just as you have to put the right fuel into a car to make it run, to make it go and perform optimally. Not being social, not having social interactions is like putting the wrong fuel in your car. So here's the harsh reality. It's gonna hurt. You might be lonely, you might want a girlfriend, you might want more friends, to make new friends, talk to more people, to just know something about yourself, that you can do it, you can talk to people, you can open up social conversations, and you have that confidence. I'm not gonna tell you it's easy. I'm not gonna tell you I was cool, I was a stud. I did that like nice wink, you know, where you wink and you're all cool like you see in the movies. No, it's not like that. I was nervous, my heart was racing, and the one thought in my head was, when I speak, is my voice going to sound weird? Is it gonna be the wrong pitch? Because sometimes that does happen, and that's what scares me the most. Imagine 2 situations. I didn't approach that girl. I didn't talk to her. Where would I be now? I would be sitting here in this very bed. I would be recording a video, not being authentically myself, because I knew that I made a video yesterday about talking to strangers, and here I am 1 day later being a coward and not talking to the girl that I want to talk to. How would that feel to my head? How would that feel to my self-image? How would that affect myself, my confidence, my image, my mindset? It would have destroyed me. I'll tell you honestly, it would have destroyed me. I would have sat here sad and broken because I know that I didn't do the thing that I had to do. I know that I'm gonna walk around all day knowing that I could, but I didn't. And that hurts. It hurts so much. So that's what you have to do. The harsh reality is you have to create opportunities for yourself. Being lonely is so hard. Being lonely is the hardest thing you're gonna ever experience. It's so hard. It hurts. It's painful. Especially not having the partner that you want right now. Not having a girlfriend. Not having a boyfriend. Not having the friends that you want. It's just, it's tough. It's tough, you know? I'm not gonna lie to you. It's tough. But I can only tell you that it gets easier. And there is gonna come a time where the right one falls into your lap. But help God help you. God is only gonna send you the one woman if you're actually talking to girls, if you're out there, if you're not socially incapable. People say, oh, God is gonna send me the right woman exactly in my time. Bro, you have to do the the work as well. Help God help you. You can't have a woman spawn in your room. You can't have a girl just spawn in your room and she's the perfect girl, every single characteristic, and you marry her. It doesn't work like that. God is gonna help you if you help yourself. God is gonna give you everything that you want if you put yourself out there, if you have the courage to do everything that you want to do. I've never recorded a video with so much emotion because the spark is there, man. The spark is there. I did it. I'm talking authentically. I'm not talking to you guys about approaching girls when I don't do it myself. This is my real life experience. I just came back. It's 1:52. I'm supposed to eat lunch, but I wanted to record a video. It's 1:52. I just came back. An hour ago, I was in that very thing. I was in the war, in the middle of the mind war, the mental war, the demons that were talking to me, that were trying to pull me down, say, you know, don't do it. But I had to do it. And now here I am, 1 hour, 2 hours later, and I can only be proud of myself because I did that thing. It's such a beautiful feeling. I haven't cried in like 6-7 years, but this is one of the most closest things I'm gonna get to crying, to shedding a tear. I'm not gonna cry. You're not gonna see me cry, I think, forever. I don't think there's anything wrong with crying, but it's just me. Maybe it's the ashwagandha I take, I don't know. But this is the closest I will get to shedding a tear in a situation like this. I'm gonna end this video here. I think this was an amazing video. I don't care if it gets 10 views. I don't care if it gets 1,000, 100,000, 200,000 views. I don't care, bro. I don't care if I lose a subscriber from this video, if I lose 10 subscribers. I've gotten to the point where I've been posting on social media for so long without seeing results that I don't even care anymore. I'm doing it for fun. I'm just doing it because I like talking to the camera. I like talking about my experiences. I used to say this before, but it wasn't true. I used to say I don't care about views. I used to care about views. Now I don't. I've been posting so much with so many expectations of just this video is gonna go viral. This is it. This is the idea that's gonna blow up. This is the video that's gonna get me 100,000 subscribers instantly. And every single time I had a video and I had an expectation for that video and it just failed, it just did nothing. It broke my ego again and again. And now I'm here. I love recording this video. I love showing up and recording some nice footage in the park next to me, being cinematic, recording nice cinematography and talking to the camera, talking about self-improvement experiences. I love it. It's my passion. It's my purpose. Even though I'm not in the position to do this thing full time, it's just a privilege to be able to do it part time for 1 hour a day, for 2 hours a day, for any time in the day. It's a privilege. And for that, I'm grateful. So I'm down to make videos like these every single day. Being lonely is hard, man, but it's gonna get easier. Create opportunities for yourself. It's not easy. It's gonna be hard. It's never gonna be perfect, but it's something that you have to look at yourself in the mirror and realize that this is something that you have to do. There's no escaping this. There's no escaping the pain. There's only growing from it. So my friend, I'm gonna leave you with that. So become the person who could have saved their younger self. You got this, bro.